We
Boom.
back, baby.
You didn't start with boom.
Who? Oh, is that how they
yeah,
start?
yeah,
I didn't even know what they're.
So
No,
Let's not do
so
it. So let's just
we
say
back, baby.
boom,
Boom.
boom. Good morning.
Good
Actually,
afternoon.
good afternoon.
It's
now.
supposed to be good morning.
Yeah, I think today has been the first podcast that we've ever recorded at this time.
It's true.
How do you feel?
You know what? I actually like it. I like getting stuff done early. Should have been earlier,
Yeah.
but don't get me wrong.
hmm
We're here now.
So who's the problem today as to why we're a bit late?
You
To be
answer
fair, I think each and every single one of us used the toilet about 3 times today.
that. That's true.
Mhm.
I had KFC last night
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Why
and-
KFC?
and the day before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Do you miss it? Because I miss it.
Do you miss what? KFC?
No, I miss this.
Oh, this is different. I can't lie.
is
It
different.
feels a bit weird.
Why does it feel weird?
I don't know. I just haven't been on camera for some time.
I actually saw when you were abroad, which to be fair takes me straight into what I was going to say first. When you were abroad in America, you didn't really upload as much as you used to.
What, like stories?
As it stories, I don't know if you vlogged or not.
I don't know. I'd like to think
Mm-hmm.
I put quite a few stories up.
Not as much as I would have liked.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you know what? I think I've been to America 3 times, yeah? And the first time I vlogged everything.
Mm-hmm.
Second time I vlogged a lot less. Third time I didn't vlog. I don't know, man. I just...
You wanted to be in the moment this time.
It's that, but it's also like I don't like to share too much now.
Why?
I don't know. Like I'm just slowly transitioning into this. I don't know if introvert is the right word, but it's just like I don't feel the need to just show everything.
I think you may be. I think that's one of the main things that happens when you become a lot more mature. Maybe you become immature.
Maybe
becoming older, which you are.
I think sometimes I think about why this is happening, but it's just like I just have different priorities now.
Like,
I've mentioned it before. It's like my life goals now, without saying the specific things, it's like, what am I trying to do? And it's fulfill my duties as a son, brother, husband, like all these things.
Uncle, don't forget that.
Uncle. All these things. That's as long as I can fulfill my duties doing that, I don't really care about
Anything
other
else?
stuff. Yeah.
Fair enough. But how was America?
America's sick, bro. America's amazing. But so, like I said, I've been to America 3 times. I've done about 10 states now. New York.
42 to go.
Oh, is it?
I think it's 52 state, right?
Is it?
Yeah,
No, I'm done though. I'm done.
You're never going back?
I wouldn't say I'm never going back. I probably will go back for like, if it's something business related, work related.
Okay.
But to just go there, I probably won't. I've completed it, bro. I've done the East Coast. I've done the West Coast. Done a bit of the middle. That's it. What else is there?
Okay, so if I was to ask you right now, right at the beginning, what is the biggest reflection that you could take from this trip that you just come back from?
The biggest.
Because bear in
reflection.
mind, it better be a good reflection because we stopped doing this for at least like nearly 2 weeks now because of the fact that you went.
The
So the
biggest
reflection better be-
reflection.
Something that we can take from like your experience.
My phone.
Oops.
God damn. That's getting all of that space, Mazza. Biggest reflection. It's so cliche, but just travel, bro. Just travel.
Okay, give me an experience. This from the last
Okay.
trip.
Trying stuff. So, I went to roller skate.
Oh wow.
I've never done this before.
Okay.
But I think it's like, it's a thing in America, or certain states anyway.
Do they call it roller skate or roller blade?
I don't know.
Okay.
It might be rollerblade. Anyway, I went there and put on my shoes. Bro, we're looking at each other like, yo, like, have you done this? No, I've never done this before. And we're all like falling and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we got onto the actual thingy majig where everyone's going around. It's like going around in circles, and there's like music playing,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone looks like a pro.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at each other like, bro, what are we doing here? Jump on now, and it's like, you know what? Don't care. Let's just see. You know? So I'm starting doing. I'm like trying to get comfortable. I'm falling over. I'm grabbing onto the side. But I'm like, if I don't do this, I'm never gonna learn. Like, these people, they weren't born with it. That's my mom's favorite saying, innit? Yeah. Whenever I like, growing up, I was unable to do something. Should always be like, but the people that can do it weren't born with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I just didn't care what I looked like or whatever. I just doing it, and then I started to get the hang of it a bit. And then I did like my first lap without falling. I was like, raw. It only took about an hour to get used to it.
Is it?
Yeah, and it was just like...
Have you ever ice skated before?
Yes.
So isn't that relatively similar? It's
actually very similar, you know. Okay. I'm not good at ice skating either, by the way. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever ice skated more than 1 meter without holding something. But yeah, like, I guess reflections. I remember saying this, like, put yourself in uncomfortable situations and just go with the flow, bro. It was actually one of the best moments and highlights of that trip. It was very fun. In fact, I want to do it in the UK. Let's do it.
There's a lot. There's one in Queensway.
There's a new one I saw on Instagram. Definitely want to go there.
Is it?
Bro, it's so fun.
I don't like anything like that.
No,
I can't ice skate either, and I can't rollerblade. I can't do anything like that.
No, but trust me, I was exactly the same. Mm-hmm. But when you go there and you get into the groove, it could...
Next level.
So fun. So fun. So that's my reflection.
So the main thing that you took from that, because I think every time I travel, and I'm guessing the same thing for you, you take something that you use in your daily life now. And I think now, from hearing you now, your main thing that you take away from that is just to try more things that you feel uncomfortable with. Just
do it. Obviously, there's limits.
Okay, if that's one thing that now you've tried, what's one other thing that you want to try that you've never tried before that you really like want to learn or want to get a hang of?
I had an existential crisis. I don't even know if that's what does that even mean?
It means, I think existential crisis means that you've experienced something that's like life-changing.
Okay, I don't know if it's the word, but it kind of sounds right.
Okay.
I started thinking about it, like, before I traveled a few weeks ago. I had this, like, bittersweet realization. Mm-hmm. And it was like, yo, I kind of feel like I've done a lot in my life, i.e. I've traveled a lot. Mm-hmm.
That's so interesting what you're about to say, by the way. Go on. Yeah.
I just feel like, alhamdulillah, I've done a lot. Obviously, there's a lot more to do. But it's kind of like, in life, when you're a kid, you say, I want to do this, 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 this. And when you've done, like, a lot of it, you kind of feel like, but I've kind of done life. Mm-hmm. And I'm definitely going to look back at this in 10, 15, 20 years and be like,
no, I haven't.
You know, not.
Yeah.
But I just feel like...
You feel like you've completed what you've done?
I just feel like I've done a good amount of things. And now it's like, what's exciting now?
Do you know that's usually, can I just say, that's usually what people feel when they're like middle-aged? It's like, what's the thing that everybody says? It's like midlife crisis.
Oh, that's the word.
You might have hit your midlife crisis.
But it's mad, like, what's exciting?
Okay, what is...
That's true.
What is something that you've never, ever done before that you want to do? Well, don't get me wrong. There are things that I still want to, like, achieve, still want to do. But it's just like, although all these things that growing up you want to do, when you do them, it's like, this is amazing. Yeah. Sometimes you just kind of feel like, I've done that again. I've done that now. Mm-hmm. Am I making, like, do you get what I'm trying to say? I genuinely get what you're saying. Because I was actually yesterday, I was with Neymar yesterday, and just coming home yesterday, I was thinking about something. You know, sometimes just like walking home alone. I really like that, especially now that everything's cold. I'm wearing a hat. Yes, it's very cold. yeah, that is why I got rid of you at Paddington. But I like walking home alone. I like having my own space and whatnot. And like I said, I am wearing a hat. By the way, this hat is from Drite Studios. I will leave a link in down there. It's my brother's brand and it's really cool. You should check it out.
What does that mean?
I have
Light. Noor.
Yeah. Anyway, I was walking home or whatnot, and I realized something where I was just like, I need to ground myself a lot more because I feel like I've done a lot.
What?
But like in the sense that when a lot of people sometimes like compliment you and say, "Oh, like you're beyond your years. You've done so much. This, that, whatever." I think that means that you've outgrown your environment. That's personally what I've taken away from that is the fact that maybe I feel like the environment that I'm in now, or the people that I surround myself with, maybe I might have outgrown that.
Yeah. Especially when it comes from people that are your
close
age.
knit. Yeah. And when you're constantly getting compliments, it can feed into your mind and 100%. You can feel like you've like accomplished something.
Yeah.
So now I've taken it I've tried to take it in a different direction now, where I'm like, if that's the case where I feel like I've outgrown this environment, I need a different environment. Yeah. So now I'm thinking to myself, I'm 23 years of age. Yeah. I've done this and that and this and that. And in my head, I'm thinking I've done so much. But then I look at other people, like the World Cup's on right now, and I'm seeing Jude Bellingham on a football pitch at 19 years of age.
Is he 19?
19 years of age at the world stage. Yeah. And that's a completely different level of achievement. Yeah. So how can you say to yourself now that you've completed something or you've done as much as you can do if there's other people doing that? You hear of millionaires being like successful at the age of 21. Yeah. I'm 23, I'm broke. Do you know what I'm saying? I think it's a different way of looking at it. Yeah. And I think it's more to do with like perspective. And also if you really want to grow and you feel like you've done as much as you can do, then that is a problem.
Yeah, that's very true. And even like the whole football thing, I was thinking about as well. It's like these people are younger, same age, and they've achieved like crazy milestones. And it's like, damn. And like, especially being the youngest, I feel like you can kind of have this thing where, oh, I've always got time because my siblings are much older. I'm not their age yet, blah, 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 blah. But you kind of forget, like, time's going by. Yeah. And you could be 30 and be the youngest, and you might have achieved more than your family and like you said, your circle. But in the grand scheme of life, you haven't really done much. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But maybe, like I said, because... and another thing is, we come from families, obviously, that we're in more disadvantaged areas of the world and whatnot, and they brought themselves here and like built up. Yeah. Like for example, we were having a conversation yesterday about like building. Like our fathers were always building. Yeah. And now sometimes we can feel like we're content as to where we are, but there's always a ceiling to break through. Yeah, that's true. So maybe that's that. Set yourself more goals. Definitely like have certain goals that I want to achieve. Can you say one of them? Or like, remember when we spoke about the whole thing of sometimes if you say a goal, you can mentally feel like you've achieved it already? I guess that happens when you're very specific. But I guess I can be general. Like, I just want to impact my circle a lot more and the wider circle. Yeah, like when you say out a circle, what do you mean? What do you mean? In the sense that you said you want to impact your inner circle. I'm guessing that's family and friends. Yeah. Outer circle is wider community. Yeah, like charitable. Okay, so other people. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, and what is one project that you'd love to do in my inner circle? No, in the outer circle. If you mean charitable. I've thought about this. I think obviously as an individual you can't have crazy amount of impact on someone's life. Maybe you can. But one thing that I really want to do is go find someone or a group of people that feel like, yo, my life's over. Like, no one can help me in this situation. I'm practically doomed, and help them. So, for example, you know the like cataract surgery stuff. People, there's a big charity, right?
It's a project.
Yeah, like that's when your eye becomes clouded and you kind of lose your vision.
Yeah, and you can repair that with one surgery.
Exactly. For some people, it's like they can't afford it, right? And maybe it destroys them mentally or whatever. Because your vision, bro. Imagine losing your vision. Like, that's one of the most valuable things ever. Yeah. To go when someone's least expecting it, and just, or a group of people are least expecting it, and just change that for them.
Would you want to film it though?
As in to show people.
Yeah.
You know, with this whole like recording your charitable stuff, I don't. It's a double-edged sword because yes, there are people that do it with the intention of showing off to other people, but at the same time, it can also be an inspiration to other people. So if I go and do that and I record it and I show it out, for me personally, and I don't care if people don't believe this, for me personally, number one, it's an inner satisfaction that I can help other people and I can like watch it back. Because that's me. Like, I like recording things like this. Yeah. Doesn't necessarily mean I have to post it. But another thing is also inspiration. Like, trust me, bro. Like, there's things that I've done that I've kept very low key. Like, so low key that even my inner circle don't know. But it's like, I do it for, it's kind of like a purpose, isn't it? Like, you've been put in a place. Like, what are the odds that you have, number one, born? The odds that you were born into this society, the odds that you have this platform, all these advantages. Like, I feel like there's a reason. So going back to your question, would I record it? I wouldn't necessarily feel like I have to, but if I do, I know myself, it's not out of, oh, look, you want to do it for the, because that's dead, bro. Imagine recording it just for the sake of people being like, oh, you did this, you did that. I don't care, bro. Like, my friends, my close people would tell you, and I said this in the podcast that didn't get released, I don't care. I just don't care. It's like, if I do post something charitable online and people are like, oh, he's doing it for clout, good. I don't care if you have to say that. I know that's not true. I just don't care.
That's good, man. That's
but
really
yeah,
good.
I whether I record it or not, I might record it. In fact, I probably would record it just to watch it back.
It's good. The reason why I say this is because we had a similar conversation yesterday, and I think it's really important to re-clarify why you're doing certain things. And I'm actually genuinely proud of the fact that you said that you want to impact both your inner and outer circle, because I am a firm believer that being selfless helps you more than you help the person.
Wait, let me process that. Being selfless
helps you more than it helps the other person.
It goes back to like that.
Apparently there's, sorry, just to cut you off. Apparently there's a statistic which I heard of on Monday and was powerful. Apparently the most successful people in the world that have the biggest businesses started by volunteering.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I read a book. Huh?
There's a statistic. I'm going to research this properly.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I read a book about getting financial freedom. And even, like, it's not just one book. Like, it's a common theme that I've seen, People that are not even Muslim. Like, Islamically, if you give, you always get back more or whatever. People that are not even Muslim, they'll be like, be charitable. And, bro, I can tell you now, I was saying to my sister the other day, like, it's so true. When you give, I'm going to sound like I'm exaggerating.
No, it's true. It's true.
I've always seen it come back way more.
Yeah.
Always. Like, I've never given and thought, that's it, man. I'm finished. Always comes
in a different way. You get something else.
You least expect it.
Yeah.
At the end of the month, something comes through. It's like,
Wow, I didn't expect this.
I never expected it.
That's crazy. But even when you look at like when you're applying to jobs and whatnot, something that sticks out to a lot of organizations, regardless of what field you're in, is they love to hear about volunteering and what you've done for other people and whatnot and how selfless you are.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you can that quality. Like if I was hiring somebody now and I heard of a quality like that, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, yeah. Because it strips away the
ego
and the financial element of it. It's like, oh, you're just doing it for money.
Yeah.
No, but you actually want to help.
Now your inner circle.
Yeah.
Like your parents, I'm guessing, your family, your nieces. Your nieces. Hi guys. Yeah, so that's your inner circle, right? Now I want to.
Why not my nephews? Let's get.
And your nephews, sorry. And I think they're gonna hate me now. Do they hate me?
They all do. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Wow, sorry.
How can you hate Bendif, man? Come on.
I'm so sorry. I really do appreciate you guys.
So sorry.
Thank you. Before I touch on that, actually, I wanted to give a shout out to somebody.
Shout out.
Because you know usually how we link episodes, like every episode we link
to
the other one.
Yeah.
And last episode, which was about, about 10 days ago, Miriam Irfan said something that actually brought my heart joy. She says,
why are you saying it like that?
How do you say it? Miriam Irfan. Sorry. I do apologize. That's how, there's a guy in my school that had that name, and that's how they used to say it. So I apologize if I said it wrong. She says, my new favorite podcast. And she put a heart there. And she says, obviously we're speaking about like, what are you grateful for last week? And she says, I'm grateful for my sisters. Siblings are the only people that truly know you and have experienced the lows of family life with you. What do you think?
That's deep.
What do you think about that?
That's very deep. It's true, isn't it? It's like, you know.
Who is the closest person to you?
Oh.
Actually, you can't say that, can you? I think that's a bit political. Because I think you're going to hurt a lot of your nieces and nephews.
The closest person to me? I don't think I have one. I just got like a close.
Okay. So your inner circle now.
Yeah.
Miriam, thank you for that, by the way. But your inner circle now, yeah? I wanted to touch on something, and that is, like, I think the head of every family is your parents. Okay?
Definitely.
And there's been, like, so many studies that suggest that the messaging and the values of your parents has a massive effect on your whole life. Obviously, now with the whole, with, like, mental health and childhood and like linking childhood and trauma and whatnot with how you become as a person. Yeah. What are the values and messages that like you were given by your parents growing up?
Oh, you know what you just said is so true, man. Like and in fact, I'll get to that. What are the messages? I think it's just being very giving. Like it's a constant theme I've seen throughout my family. Like I've said before, like growing up, sometimes I'd think, how are you giving when you've not got anything?
Mm-hmm.
And being empathetic, it will never be a thing where I'd be sat down and said, and be told, be this, be that, don't be this, don't be that.
Mm-hmm.
You just see it in things, or you see it in you hear it in conversations. So like, I think from an empathetic perspective, my mum would always be like, if someone is struggling, she'd like, I don't know, like she'd just use the right words to make you feel like you should help.
Mm-hmm.
Or that could be your sister, that could be your mum. And it's like, from that, I've just learnt to always put myself in other people's shoes. So it was never a case of this is the message. But as you grow up and you collect these like data points in your head,
mm-hmm.
you start to recognize patterns of how life should be based on your parents' values.
Okay, I think the main thing that I want to get out of this is I want to understand your family and how you were brought up.
Okay.
So like, if you could talk to me about like your earliest memory of how your family life was, if it's not too intrusive.
Earliest memory of my family life.
Earliest moment. When I mean earliest, like the first thing that you remember in your head that comes up of how family life was. Like, so if we paint a picture now, you, how many siblings?
This is the thing though, because I'm so much younger. A lot of them were like married.
So how many siblings do you have in total?
I think like 6.
6. Okay, so you're the 7th.
I think. Yeah.
So you're the 7th out of. So you're in a big family.
Yeah.
Okay, then your immediate.
Yeah.
So your mother and father.
What do you mean?
So mum and dad, and then your family.
Yeah.
Cool. One household.
No.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
it's like people. Or my sisters had kids before I was born. Some of them. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
So it's like. I saw my sisters growing up. I used to call them auntie, bro. I didn't know they were my sisters.
That's mental.
And then I heard they're my sister. I was like, huh? So I can call you by your name.
Yeah.
But going back to the thing of family life growing up. I've never been asked this before. I think my brothers were always like who I would look up to.
Why not your sisters?
They're all like married off.
Okay, so you didn't have you weren't with them all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was very close to my mum as the youngest.
Why? Why do you think that?
I think even from her perspective, it's like she had kids before, like one after the other and whatnot. But it's like I was the youngest by some distance, and it's like, oh, that's my
you had a
baby.
lot more attention.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
So how do you think that's now the fact that you've had a lot more attention growing up? How do you think that's translated into your adult life?
Oh,
I've gone deep with this one today.
This is deep. How has having that attention?
Do you crave attention?
Do I crave attention?
Yeah. Or I can say it in a different way. If you have a relationship with somebody, whether friends or family or whatever, and you feel as though you're not valued, how does that make you feel?
So let's not valued.
Yeah.
I think naturally just distance.
Okay.
Like if you have a circle where you kind of feel like you don't fit in, you naturally distance yourself from there, whether it's consciously or subconsciously.
Okay.
And I'd say I'm the same in the sense where if there's a group of people, a group of friends, and I can tell like they probably click on more than I do with them, I think naturally you just start to distance.
So you genuinely can tell when somebody has genuine love for you and when somebody doesn't and wants something out of you?
I think they're two separate things.
Okay.
Like just feeling part of something, and if you don't feel part of a circle or group or a mission or whatever, you just naturally just distance yourself from it and try and create your own sort of thing. But in going back to the whole attention thing, I like my space now. Like I don't really look. There's a natural level of like a baseline level of attention humans want and need. Yeah, that's why people get married. That's why people have families. But generally speaking, I just prefer like being on my own
because you're fulfilled because of how much attention you've had. That's probably the case. Whereas, and scientifically speaking as well, even psychologically speaking, I was listening to this recently on a podcast, and if you don't have attention growing up, you seek it from other people. But because, alhamdulillah, in your case, you had a lot of attention growing up, you don't seek it from elsewhere.
Yeah.
And I think that is testament to your parents, that's testament to your mother, and that's testament to your family. Because for you now, you feel fulfilled in yourself. And that's what every child should have.
That's interesting.
It's crazy. Like when you think of it, it's crazy. Like for example, like there's a few things actually I wanted to touch on. Like there's things within communication between parents and children that we may not even realize until we're older. Like, for example, I was looking at something and it says that communication is the sending of information from one person to another, obviously, as we know.
Yeah.
In this case, mother and child or father and child and whatever. Communication can be both verbal and non-verbal.
So
Now, this is the thing that I wanted to touch upon next.
Yeah.
And for example, the non-verbal would be like a scowl on a person's face. I'll probably let another person know he's angry.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, like, for example,
What?
like my dad, for example, had a look, bro.
Is it?
He had a look. Like, if you've done something wrong, it's long.
You know.
Yeah, it's long.
He doesn't need to say anything.
It doesn't need to say anything. But that had a non-verbal thing.
Yeah.
And obviously that could be either positive or negative.
Yeah.
Now, if I was to ask you that question, what is one non-verbal thing that your parents did that sent you a message? That's mad, isn't it? It's mad.
Non-verbal.
Because when I was thinking of this, I was like, wow.
So, okay, let's break it down into positive and negative. Yeah?
Okay.
Positive, it was the things that were non-verbal, but you'd see in your parents, like, oh, my mum's doing this, or my brother's doing that, my sister, all of that. Yeah? So you pick it up. That's the non-verbal communication from a positive perspective. From a negative perspective, I don't think I've ever been in trouble and there hasn't been verbal communication.
Okay.
So positive was non-verbal.
Yeah.
When I messed up,
It was verbal.
it was verbal.
Okay. How did that impact you?
I don't think it really did, I guess.
Because
I think I was a good kid, you know.
I think you were, because now you're a good person, which means you must have been
as
a good
in
kid.
my mum. I think my mum says like I was the least
Problematic.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The others.
This is where we differ.
Oh, is it? Well, you're a mad guy.
Like, if we look at myself now, I'm the oldest
Yeah.
in a family of, so growing up, it was me, my brother, my mum and my dad. That's it.
Yeah.
Then my sister came along. And my sister's the youngest.
Oh, you got a sister?
Yeah, youngest
Oh, there's
sister.
3 of you?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I thought it was just 2 of you.
No, it's 3 of us. So my little sister now, like, the gap is huge. Like, I'm the oldest. It's like maybe it's like, for example, yourself and one of your older sisters.
Okay.
The 9-year
How
gap.
huge?
9 years. But
It's-
that's a
it's-
generation.
It is big, yeah.
That's like, for example, us growing up, internet was like dial up to a certain level. No, we had internet.
Yeah.
Like, the TVs had a matting. Get me? TVs were crazy. Like, we had VCRs.
Yeah, yeah.
You remember VCRs?
Yeah.
You remember VCR? We had like Tamagotchis growing up.
Yeah.
Hot Wheels and that. Like, for example, like my sister's generation now, everything's tech, bro.
Yeah.
Everything is tech.
Yeah.
She grew up with a phone. Well, you know when I got a phone? I didn't get a phone until I was in like year 8.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Year 7.
Yeah, you're 7 because it's like you're a big man now.
And I'm the oldest, so I was the guinea pig in the sense that everything was tested on me.
Yeah.
Like like being able to go away, doing certain things, like everything. Even going to school alone.
Would you say your parents are a lot less strict on her?
No, they're a lot more.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're a lot more.
Do you think it's because she's a girl?
Yes and no. Yes and no.
Because I heard like, cause obviously I'm the youngest, I wouldn't know.
Mhm.
But parents are a lot more diluted as you go towards the younger children. So when you were growing up, poof, it was peak.
Yeah.
But for them, it's like they kind of ease off, they soften up a bit.
No, so yeah, yes and no. But this is where I want you to understand my perspective now, because, like I said, me growing up, I'm the oldest in the house, and with that comes a lot of responsibility. So since young, I've always had responsibility. Make sure, like, one of the earliest memories that I remember my parents instilling in me is anything that you do, your brother's gonna pick up.
What's the age gap?
So 2 years and 1 day. I'm born on the 30th of July.
No way.
My brother's on the 31st of July.
Oh, mad.
I'm born in 99. My brother's born 2001.
Wow. That's very
We
cute.
used to have birthdays together on 1 day. Anyway. But yeah, so those are my earliest like messages. And then growing up as well, because of that, I had a lot of pressure on me within the schooling system, like academia and stuff like that. However, I was doing well in school. So through primary school, through early secondary school, I was doing very well in school. My brother wasn't, and he had learning difficulties growing up and whatnot. But then there was a shift, and this is one thing that I can't understand as to why it's happened. There was a shift. He became a lot more smarter
In terms of what?
in terms of academia
Okay.
and in terms of so many various different things. And because of that now, that then translated into his later life. Like
Okay.
A-levels, when things became really serious,
Yeah.
he peaked at the right time. Whereas I peaked younger.
Okay.
Okay. So then as I hit A-levels now, I struggled.
Did you both do the same things?
No. So he's STEM.
Okay.
I'm creative, literacy, that area. Yeah, just literacy. So more to do with like writing and stuff like that. And he's more STEM, numbers, stuff like that.
Do you think, from his perspective, it's a thing of I need to prove myself?
Yes. So that's one thing that I find mad.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
How like, bro, you know this whole thing of trauma
Yeah.
and upbringing. I didn't know it even existed until about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Where how your upbringing determines how you are as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Where you are in the family tree determines how you are as a
Mhm.
person. And I remember once someone asked me, "Why are you the way you are?" I was like, "Wow!" The first time I ever heard of this. Okay, and I started really deep in it, like thinking about my childhood, my family,
Mhm.
and it's like, wow, I can actually see patterns as to why I feel this now. I'll give an example. You know, I don't like dogs. I flipping hate dogs.
I don't know why, but yeah.
I hate dogs, bro.
You're like him.
Like,
Okay.
if I'm walking on a sidewalk, because I'm American now, and it's like if it's a small dog, yeah, whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
if I have someone next to me, push him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if it's like a big dog, I'm out. Like, I'm going on the other side. And I just started like asking, why? Like, why is that? Yeah. And I think, I
Yeah.
don't know if I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but when I was younger,
Yeah.
I had a neighbor
Okay.
who had a dog,
Yeah.
big dog. And I think if I never ate my food, maybe like someone was like, yo, that dog's going to eat you.
Yeah. And then that's instilled non-verbal messaging.
Yeah.
Maybe verbal and non-verbal.
Probably verbal.
Yeah.
But it's like, maybe this didn't even happen. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, sometimes as a child growing up, something happens and you might not even remember the memory, but your body stores it as a defense mechanism. Okay, that's a fear. I can't go near there. And like, until now, it's like,
Yeah, it's crazy.
it's like, damn, I need to be
crazy.
careful.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, this is why sometimes like I compete with the idea of how much free will do we actually have.
Ooh.
We have free will.
We
I'm
have
not saying
free
we
will.
don't have
I
free
know
will.
what you're saying.
But how much of it is predetermined? Obviously,
We getting philosophical.
everything is predetermined. I'm not saying that nothing's predetermined, but I'm saying how certain things can affect you when you're younger
that you have no control over.
that you have no control over.
Yeah. It's mad.
That in your later years you have to try and find a way to get
But
control
what do you
over.
think about this? So, I think I saw a tweet. It's like, your trauma is not your fault, but overcoming it is your responsibility.
Yes.
So, let's say...
Repeat that again.
What is... Okay. 42 minutes. Like, yeah.
So repeat that again.
This is a tweet, by the way. It's not something I've come up with. Your trauma is not your fault, but healing from it is your responsibility. And so from that, I want to ask you, what do you think about, I don't want to say family, let's say spouse. Okay. No. I'm so sorry. I do this every podcast. Not your spouse, but just generally speaking, yeah. How important do you think it is to draw a line in saying, okay, look, that trauma is not your fault, okay? But I'm not willing to have that pushed onto me. You're a sick person, you're whatever. But it's like, when do you draw the line of, I'm willing to enter a It doesn't have to be a spouse. It could be your friends as well.
Okay, this is the way I say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're ill,
Yeah.
you got COVID, okay, and you walk into a room, and you know that illness that you've got, people could catch, right?
Yeah,
And it could be spreading. What do
Yeah.
you do?
Am I the person who's in the room?
So you're the one.
I'm
You're the ill one.
You don't go there.
You don't go there, right?
Until you get better.
Okay, so until you get better, you don't go there.
Yeah.
Okay, that is one way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Or you find medicine for what you've got.
Yeah.
Whilst you're with people.
Okay. But this is what I'm saying. And before I come to you, before I forget, everyone has trauma.
Okay.
So you have to decide which traumas you're willing to work together with. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I might have a trauma of X. You have a trauma of something else. You have to decide, am I willing to put up with working with you to overcome that trauma? Or is that trauma a no-go for me? I'm not willing to... And it's in your right.
Mm-hmm.
You can decide that for yourself.
Yeah.
But where do you draw the line? Like, what kind of... Obviously, this is such a big, open question. Like, where do you compromise and say, you know what, I'm willing to go through and help you heal on this event. Yeah, and I don't even know what trauma. I don't even know what trauma is, bro.
Where would I draw the line? I think I draw the line if I'm telling you, you can. I think you can draw the line, and I think you can draw the line once it gets to a level where it's so uncomfortable, where it's taken over your life.
But you don't.
But I do. But then on the flip side as well, on the other side of the coin, I'd say that you compromising on that will make you grow because you've overcome another difficulty.
But this is the thing. It affects you, and it will probably affect you a lot, depending on what the thing is.
But if you can come out the other side of you dealing with it, then that's...
But are you willing to? It's going to affect you regardless. You can't, though. It's always going to be there.
This is hard.
It is, yeah. Someone said to me...
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. Most definitely, 100%.
And then the rest is easy, I think finding it is the hardest thing. I don't know if the rest is easy. I think finding it is the hardest thing. Yeah, knowing like, this is actually something that can impact me. In daily life, and not knowing. Their behaviors are crazy for a specific thing that happened back in the day, and they forget about it. Is it possible to heal from trauma? Yeah, but you're still processed, like your body stores that information.
I think we need to repeat what he just said because other people can't hear it.
Don't really.
Yeah.
Troubleshoot.
I think you can heal from trauma. Sorry, I think you can heal from trauma because that's why there's a need. Not completely.
Is it impossible to heal completely?
It's like cancer, where it could come back. Like for example, I was listening to Stephen Fry, and he was saying how he has, he's a comedian, and he has bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
And he described it as being like somebody who's got asthma, where you have asthma and you always will have asthma, and some days you'll feel like you can't breathe, some days you'll feel fine, and it's always the day that you don't bring your inhaler is the day that you have an asthma attack. Mm-hmm. So it's a similar thing as like trauma or mental health issues.
So it's
or
part of you.
It's part of you.
Okay.
This is what you have.
You can work on it.
But you can work on it
and suppress it.
And find, what's the word that
treatments.
I need? Not treatments. Find something. Find
ways of dealing with it. Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. See, like, I'm still learning about this whole thing.
You know what we need to do? We need to bring on a psychologist.
I know someone.
Is it?
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, we need to bring on a...
Yes, sir. Question at the back. Go ahead, sir. Do you both have anything or have identified as something in your life that affects your life crazy that you can't move on?
Okay, so
Repeat the question.
yeah.
I'll repeat.
So the brother at the back said.
Sister asked an amazing question.
So the brother slash sister asked an amazing question. They
What
said-
accent is that?
I don't know. Sorry. So anyway, the question that was asked was, do me and you have something within us, trauma or whatnot, that we've identified that affect our life in a big way?
Mm.
Okay, 1 second.
As anti-trauma.
Yeah.
Mm. We spoke about this earlier. Anti-trauma. Yeah, it's like the opposite of trauma.
Let's answer this question first.
Okay, let's break it down.
Let's answer this question
Okay,
first.
well, the first.
Okay. Yeah, let's answer this
You go
question.
first.
So, what is a trauma that I have been brought up with that I find hard to deal with? Okay. I have one.
Okay.
I don't know where it comes from.
Okay.
So that trauma comes from, for example, family.
Yeah.
Growing up,
Yeah.
finding a specific thing like detestable, and like I hate that thing or whatever. And also another thing that came from that was seeing people die from that. That now, like, I have trauma towards it. So now
What is it?
I'll say it actually, cigarettes.
Mm.
I hate cigarettes. I hate smoking.
Mm.
I hate anything to do with that because I've seen...
Have you ever done shisha?
No.
Good.
Why are you asking me that question?
No, because this is the thing. Like, if I say that to people,
Yeah.
okay, you don't smoke,
Yeah.
but you've done shisha. I'm like, no.
Yeah. I hate it. I hate anything to do with like
Yeah.
blowing air out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Not in that, but anyway, the reason why now
Yeah.
is because of the fact that everyone that I've ever loved has died from cancer,
Mm.
and I attribute that with that.
Okay, fair.
So that's me.
Yeah.
But now the problem that I have now is I can project that trauma that I have on other people.
How do you project that specific trauma?
So, for example, if somebody's smoking around me,
Yeah.
like I'll hate them just because of that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they're not bad people.
Yeah.
I just hate them because of that act.
You hate them.
I genuinely hate them because of that act.
That's pretty deep.
It is mental.
That's mad. I think I'm the same where I I have this thing. I will never drink. I will never smoke. I will never do drugs. And even if it's like, oh, have a puff. Never, ever. Because my thing is, I don't know how it feels. I never want to know how it feels. Because look, some people go through life like and have very traumatic, deep life experiences. Someone dies or you get like a disease and you need to like fight this pain or get out this pain, and people resort to drugs and stuff like that. My thing is, if I don't know how it feels, I will never want to resort to it. That's the first thing. But the second thing is, I think I've had a very, very strong education growing up that this is a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want, I'm making this statement right now. I will never have a cigarette in my mouth. I will never smoke. I will never do shisha. I will never drink. Ever. Because I just know there is absolutely no good that comes from it.
No, nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. You know what you were saying earlier?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you know what you were saying earlier outside, you were saying there's a reason why people come together.
Yeah.
Because of certain values.
Yeah.
You know, all three of us here have that same value.
That's true. That's true.
We do. We definitely do.
But I'd have a different response to you based on what I asked.
Yeah.
No,
Wait, what?
you don't get what I said.
No.
I said, you know what I asked?
Yeah. But we still have the same value.
Yeah. And that's what, like, for you to be friends,
Yeah.
you have to have like a baseline morality or like things you would do or you wouldn't do. Yeah. Because it's kind of like, even in those instances, when someone might step out of line, you just slap their head like, what are you doing?
Interesting. We definitely need a psychologist on here.
Yeah.
Because there's so many questions. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Eamon clips it out.
Yeah. Yeah. So
This is very deep.
it's interesting.
Yeah.
But we definitely need, like I said, somebody who is educated within this field to have a
Do you
conversation.
feel like
with.
some of them make it up though?
I think everything's educated though, based on studies.
And this is something I'd actually ask like a psychologist, but sometimes I feel like they, and maybe I'm wrong, but they can force a narrative.
Like,
So you say, growing up, this happened, and then you speak about another instance in your life, and they're like, that's why, and they kind of forcefully put it together. Maybe it's not forcefully, maybe I'm just undereducated in this, but I don't know. I just sometimes feel like, shut up, man, you're doing the most now. Yeah, that's a stretch.
I don't think I've ever felt like that. Actually, you know what? Yes, I have.
Mm.
Yes, I have. 'Cause I've just thought of something. Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. The author is foreshadowing. Shut your mouth, man. You did that by accident.
I think sometimes it can be a bit much. You're right.
Yeah.
But on that topic of like parents and like values and messaging and stuff like that, that I've like written so many different statistics on how like values and messaging and trauma and whatnot affects people and the people that we are today.
Yeah.
But if I was to ask you, who is your role model? Who would you say?
Ooh.
Or before that, actually, before saying the person, what constitutes a role model for you? What qualities does a person need to have to be a role model for you?
I don't believe in having one role model.
Hence why I asked the second question. What qualities?
So, yeah. So
you can have a role model per quality.
yeah. So I can look at someone and he's financially set, and I can take inspiration from that. I can be like, this guy's a role model
For that
thing, but then he might lack being charitable or being empathetic or being kind. It's like, okay, I'm not going to try and learn everything. Like, you're my role model. I'm going to be like you.
Okay, so how many qualities are you going to give me?
What do you mean?
So one of them is financially successful.
Oh.
Give me 5. Give me another 4.
Charitable.
So charitable is the second one, okay.
Empathetic. I feel like people can just name this after watching me for the last whatever's.
Empathetic. So financially successful.
Yeah.
Charitable, empathetic.
Present.
One last one.
No, bun honesty. The last one. Don't know. I think those 4. Maybe there's one that's.
Okay, cool. Now what I want you to do.
Wait. What about you?
Okay.
Who's your role model, first of all?
My dad.
Okay.
I've always said this.
Okay. Why?
Because he's my earliest memory of somebody that I've looked up to, and in anything that he's ever done, I've seen goodness in. Even if at the time I thought it wasn't good, as I've grown older, I've just thought, wow. Yeah, my dad for me, like number one. Like I've seen him struggle. I've seen him be in a place of comfortability. I've seen him deal with people. I've seen him, you name it, in everything. Okay. But my dad, because and I think more so because of the fact that I'm the oldest, and the pressure of being better came from him. But also, it's mad. My dad's the first one in his family to leave the country.
Okay.
Left the country at 17. My dad's traveled the world. And he's been.
Do you want to be like your dad?
Yeah. But also there are certain things, obviously nobody's perfect, innit?
Yeah.
And there are certain things that I have within myself that he's better.
Yeah.
And there are certain things that I believe I could be better, or maybe I am already better.
Yeah. No one's perfect.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But like I said, my father.
Your dad.
My father. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's one thing.
everyone
I'd
has
say.
this competitive thing. It's like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm gonna be better than you. But when it's like,
But if for
Yeah.
example, I look at it now, in terms of qualities,
yeah,
the first quality that I would say is from the same thing with you. I'd look up to somebody that's financially literate, financially secure, financially smart. So that's all in one. Then the second one would be a good heart. So similar to you, so compassionate
yeah,
and caring.
yeah.
I don't know if I can give you 5 though. So I'd
It
say
doesn't need to be 5.
yeah.
Like,
So I'd say those things are
Yeah.
the main ones. Another one actually is spiritually aware. I see that to be like very, very high up in my eyes. Spiritually aware and spiritually learned,
Okay.
or for the right reasons.
What's the wrong reasons?
Spiritually aware because I think you can be spiritually aware for the wrong reasons. Like I said, because now with how everything is,
Yeah.
we try to like everything is lights, camera, action, and look at me, and I sometimes I do see ego in that.
Okay.
But those are probably some of the things that I would say.
Yeah. Fair enough. That's fair. You were
Interesting.
gonna say something before I interrupted you, and I said no. Before we do that, what are your 5? Do you remember?
I've forgotten. This is why. Oh yeah. What is your role model? Who's your role model?
That's the thing.
Give me. Okay, so you've given me financial security. You've given me.
So you're saying
caring
give me a thing for each
for
one.
each one, yeah.
Nah.
You can't. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Give me one name and that's it. Yeah.
My mum.
Cool. Now I'm gonna look straight at the lens, and we're both gonna ask you guys, who is your role model and why?
Comment
Because
down
he
below.
couldn't answer it.
I did.
No, but you flaked a little bit.
Nah, I
A
gave it. I gave
little
it an answer.
bit.
I think it's just hard. Like, maybe I'm in a blessed not platform, but blessed position where it's like, it's hard to say one person over the other. I don't want to say one person for this and one person for that, because it's like, I can think of a few people.
Mhm.
And I'm not here to like, at an event when you win an award, shout out this person, this
Shout out
person, this
Shout out the person on the
person.
back.
Oh, let me not forget this person. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like when you go to like a big event and there's people all there and you're shaking hands. I'm like, shit, man, I have to. Yeah, safe.
Yeah.
So, one of them ones.
Can you have dead people as role models? Yeah. Because you look at their life. Study their lives.
Of course you can.
I think if anything, anybody that's living right now can still make mistakes. Anybody that's died can't obviously make any more mistakes, but you can learn from their mistakes and also learn from their successes. So I think if anything, a dead person would be a better role model to have, because their life is finished. Obviously not finished completely, but their life in this world has ended.
Funny story, so off topic.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was like to my mum, like, she doesn't really watch football.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the cup of the dunya, like, just to make her understand, like, it's
Yeah.
World Cup. She goes, where's the cup of the akhirah? So random, but I was just like, you're funny, you know. Sorry,
That's
carry
so
on.
interesting. Yeah, that is actually interesting. But that's a conversation. That's a conversation on its own. Yeah, there are
That is
cups.
hilarious. Anyway, sorry.
There's a crown.
What's-
There's a crown. Yeah, that's interesting. Anyway, like I said, you guys have been amazing throughout.
Who's your role model? Let us know.
But also, one of the main things I wanted to say is the support has been amazing. The comments on every video has been amazing. The comments and on every Instagram post and everything has been amazing. But, and this is one thing I'm going to look at you guys and say, I think over 70% of people watching us right now
Haven't subscribed.
haven't subscribed. So what are you going to say to them?
It's typical, isn't it? It's, flipping- it's just a button. Just press it.
It's just a
Pause
button.
it. Pause it right now.
Pause it.
Yeah. Go down.
Yeah. Just listen and scroll. Or if you're on your
That's
phone,
true.
like just. If you don't do it for Yahya, do it for me. Yeah. If
I'm not gonna lie, I've been on the opposite end where people say this stuff. Like, I'm not subscribing, bro. Just carry on.
just for the sake of doing it.
But yeah.
I can't lie. There's some people I'm just like, yo, this is so sick. Subscribe.
Yeah.
Is it?
You guys have to.
That's us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Subscribe.
But if you like this as well, what should I do?
Like, comment, share
Share.
the whole shebang.
To who though?
Listen, this feels like the end of the podcast. We're not done. There's still more things that we need to speak about.
Yeah, share it with your mums and your dads.
By the way, you know there's nothing else to speak about right now.
What's this?
No, this is completely something else. Yeah, this is next episode. We haven't seen you guys in so long, so we've got a lot to discuss. And he's so excited, like he wants to end it now. I'm joking. So, but you guys, please
Just do it, bro.
do it,
And
Aki.
sis.
Get
Yeah?
me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for watching. It has been a thorough
These
bit.
podcasts feel so quick.
It's crazy because we've been on there for over an hour.
How long has it been?
1 hour and 5 minutes.
God, like, that's actually quite short compared to other ones.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, pretty much.
My peoples, thank you so much for watching.
Until next time,
Who is your role model? Down below.
take care of yourselves.
See you later.
Spend time with your family.
Spend time with your family.
And we'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much.